by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening, race fans. We timed that one perfect as it's already time for qualifying here for the Bad Company Racing Late Model Stock Series here on Wednesday night. And we're racing at the America's home for stock car racing, except we're doing it on the Legends Oval out here tonight. Joined by my good friend, Mr. Wildman, Kyle Wellman. Kyle, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Glad to be back in the booth. Watch some wild action tonight.
It's definitely going to be wild, and I do notice something already off the rip. Kyle was in a race, and I was taking care of back-end work. I was not able to fix the sound, so let me fix that here. I mean, you just get high-quality professional stuff here on PSP, let me tell you. We try to, at least. We strive for it. Let's turn it down here. A little bit loud on this Legend over here, Kyle. We get that off the screen now, but yeah, qualifying here around a little quarter-mile track, basically using the pit road on the Charlotte Big Oval, 1.5 miles, so that's going to be interesting. The Legend cars, they rip and rave around here. Qualifying, needless to say, it's going to be very, very important tonight. See if we can pull up that side ticker, give you a look at where your favorite driver is currently at on qualifying times here. As of course it is going to be messed up because SDK said they updated that, but they didn't. But right now, Brandon Elvis is sitting top of the board with a 15.45. Brian Zimmerman sitting P2 with a 15.50. The points leader, Justin Coleman, he comes in tonight being last week's winner at Hickory, Kyle, so he's naturally going to start at the tail end of the field. As I think now, since we fired up a little late, let's see if we can get the storylines to watch. If I can get that graphic pulled up on my end really quick. Storylines to watch as boom, we got it. Floor is yours, Mr. Wildman.
Yeah, first and foremost, Justin Coleman in the number 14 comes into tonight with 3 race wins on the season after winning last week at Hickory. Do you think you can go back-to-back tonight after starting from the rear? And then we got Brian Zimmerman, picked up 4 race wins last season en route to the championship, beating out Zach Murphy, I believe. Coming into race number 9 tonight, he is still winless. Do you think number 28 can get a win tonight? Then we got Brandon Elvis coming into tonight's race, 51 points out of the point lead to Justin Coleman with 3 races left after tonight. Does he have time to catch the 14?
So it's 4 races in total. That was a typo on my end. I forgot to fix it. So yeah, 3 races, but that is a drop week involved there too. So he's actually only about 13 points behind. But keep going, Kyle. Sorry.
And last but not least is the chaos on the menu for tonight. It's a short track. It's called the Charlotte Legends Oval. Usually cars here are little tiny Legends cars. I've never seen a stock car on here, but tonight we're going to see a stock car. See how well they're made for this track.
Right on, buddy. And there you have it. That's your 4 storylines to watch. And while we're also at it, Let's see if we can get this pulled back up.
Tanner,
23 strong.
I'm getting word from our very own Sam Baumgarten.
I did
that,
it. I did it.
Okay.
Reload the overlay. Thank you, Mr. Samuel. It did fix the top half of it. We appreciate that. As there you see it, Brandon, Elvis, Zach Murphy, and Chris Smith. That's 1, 2, and 3. And something else I'm noticing, these boys are right on top of each other in times. I mean, right on top of each other. It's going to be a doozy all night.
So you probably don't remember, but when these late model stocks first came out, we actually held a race at the Nashville Mini Oval, which is a little bit smaller than this. By the way, I did win that race. It was actually a really good race. A lot of beating and banging. Cars weren't getting too loose. So hopefully we can expect the same thing tonight.
Little hashtag humble brag out of the wild man right there. As before these drivers even roll a single tire out on the track, before they hit the grid, before all that, let me know it. What's your pick for tonight, wild man?
Ooh, I don't know. I like that number 28 car tonight. He knows how to save some tires, which I think you're going to have to do here. I don't think you'll be able to even change a set of tires under caution tonight. So he's really good at saving tires. My pick's going to be the number 28 of Brian Zimmerman.
I think tonight, with there being no fast repair, no tires, no fuel strategy, take all that out of the mix. It comes down to survival and who is there at the end. And with all that, my pick, I'm going to go Chris Smith, number 80. Got him a super late model win last week on Monday night. Let's see if he can come out here tonight and get a win on a Wednesday night. As also, shout out Anthony Rennick. You're in our thoughts and prayers to your family and friends. Still battling a few hiccups, we'll call it, from his accident last Wednesday night. So, Anthony Rennick, you are in our thoughts and prayers. Man, oh man, it's crazy how life can change in the blink of an eye, and we are definitely praying for not only the Rennick family, but all the friends and everybody close to Anthony, all the Bad Company Racing guys. As now, Kyle, it is time to get that grid rocking and rolling. We're going to have to hurry up because they're going to be at green flag in just a minute.
All right, starting.
Oh, you got it. You got it.
Yep, starting off first, we got Brandon Elvis taking pole position to his outside, Zach Murphy. Then we got Christopher Smith, Brian Grayville, and round out top 5 is Brian Zimmerman.
Daniel Sweat, the Evil Knievel machine. It's actually black out here tonight, starting P6. Troy Tarbuck starting 7th. Brandon Mettler, he's videotaped a lot of legend car races here. He's starting 8th. Rob Hottenbox 9th, and Nicholas Lamb in the 05. He'll be rolling off P10.
All right, first car outside the top 10 is Samuel Lawson. His outside is Dalton Creech. We got Troy Tarbuck. Oh, no. Didn't go all the way up for me. Hold on. All right, 13th is Larry Bell. 14th is Tim Throwbridge. Round out top 15 is Kevin Prettyman.
Then we have Chris Sawyer, Justin Coleman, Brody Mears. That's your starting grid here tonight for the 23 strong 100 here at Charlotte. Getting ready to be green flag racing. Boys and girls, that inside lane, that's where you want to be all night long. Look for these drivers to beat and bang as the green flag goes up.
Head in turn 1, little bumper action on the inside lane. They're doing pretty good here, giving each other nice amounts of room here.
18 cars don't not sound like a lot until you put them on a quarter-mile track here. As the top 3 have already got single fired out. You got to look back here at the P4 position. As it looks like Grable is just a man on an island, currently going backwards, but does slot in right there, P5, as they roll off in 3 and 4.
So what, 2 things I'm really noticing. 1, there's no restart zone here, so restarts are going to be interesting. 2, a lot of guys are using that new turf that they installed here at Charlotte, and it's not as slippery as grass, but it might be just enough grip to get it going.
So that is something to touch on here. If you venture down there too far, you're going to get an X, and what that X does, that's going to add up over time. You get enough of them, you're going to start losing points. Every 2X you get out here, that is 1 point you lose. So that's something these drivers have to mitigate and have to watch, because it's something, I mean, you got to do it to be fast, right? You have to do it. As hearing reports here that Dalton Creech may have had trouble, went off track, and already basically in our race leader, Brandon Elvis's windshield already. As Elvis, he's always been a fixture here on these short tracks, but I have noticed on these short, tight, technical style tracks, he's always the driver to watch.
Yeah, he's just good everywhere he goes. He's just got something about his talent that he can just put a car where he wants, when he wants, at any track he wants.
He heard that. In the future, Elvis, you're watching this, you're smiling. Wellman said it, I didn't. I can't make your head that big, but jumping on board here with him, Wellman, I mean, the track looks really small from the outside, but then you jump on board and you kind of get a feel. It's actually, it has a bigger track feel than what it looks like, per se, outside the car. But still, heavy braking zone here. You're on the brakes really hard. But then the way these cars are, not a lot of power. You got to jump on that throttle. You got to almost mat it, but you got to be careful not to slide them rear tires. Because over time, those tires are going to get abused. And like you noted, I mean, this pit road, it's funky, and the pit road is actually longer than the track length. So you definitely cannot pit, even if it's under caution.
I've noticed too, Brandon Elvis there was really smooth on the wheel. Didn't seem to be stepping out on him at all. So I'm wondering how that tire wear will affect handling tonight as well.
He's got a good side-by-side battle here for the P6 position. Looks like Hottenbach won the war there, or won the battle, excuse me. Sammy Lawson trying to also get up in the mix as well, as Lawson's now knocking on the door of P6 there. Rob Hottenbach right there in front of him, and Brandon Mettler, or no, excuse me, that is Daniel Sweat trying to follow Brandon Mettler as well. As Sweat, is that a Pontiac nose? I do believe it is.
It sure is. Looks like about a 2000 to 2001 Pontiac nose.
Oh, Grand Prix. Ooh, a little bit of contact. As I like the black variant on that car. Really good looking car.
Me too. It kind of blends in with the turns here as they've got that turf painted black down there.
And although this is a NASCAR track, obviously, it's not very bright on the infield for these guys. I mean, there's some lighting, right? But you see, there's spots on that backstretch that it does get a little darker. And I promise you that plays an adverse effect whenever you're side by side. But already 15 laps in, these boys are keeping it green, keeping it clean and going green. That's what we like to see here on TrueSimProductions.
You know what's wild to me is I haven't raced this Legends Oval since before the repave model came out. So I haven't raced it on this model yet. It looks really smooth on pit road, where the old configuration was really bumpy in these pit stalls.
So I'm going to tell you, what you're saying is a placebo effect. That's false, because it is bouncy as heck. A lot of drivers are talking about that, but the way the shadows work on this backstretch here, watch this here. It's hard to tell, but he's bouncing along this backstretch the entire time. You kind of see it if you watch the nose of the car, but that was something the drivers talked about a lot in practice. It's just how bouncy it truly is on that pit road.
Yeah, I guess after watching the orange tape on his wheel, he was kind of bouncing around a lot.
It's hard to see, though. Even outside the car here, you don't really see it. It looks fairly smooth. I will say, I don't think it's nearly as bad as it used to be, because in a Legend car, you could almost, it was like hitting speed bumps almost before.
Yeah, Legend cars, a lot of guys won't even touch the pit stalls there. They'll stay in the asphalt there, and that's where it's smoother.
As now standing reports, Hottenbach may have had an issue. Not too bad of an issue, though, because he's still in front of the governor, the party boy, the 44, Sam Lawson. As Lawson now going to try to make a move to the inside, as Hottenbach actually got the outside wall here. And this is the problem right here. You lose one spot, I mean, hell, before you know it, you lose 3 or 4, because there's just guys just fighting, chomping at the bits to get to your inside. And right there, he lost one, no scratch that, 3 spots over one mistake.
Yeah, the thing about this track is that it is the flattest track we go to. It's flatter than LA Coliseum. And the only line that's really going to work is that inside. So once you get stuck on that outside, you're not going anywhere other than backwards.
Looks like our race leader, Brandon Elvis, got around Dalton Creech, who is a teammate. Now, Creech just basically, he needs a caution. He needs not be involved in the caution, as he's going really high, letting these guys race, have their line around the track. But now we just got to look and see who is the next car at threat to go a lap down. It looks like it's going to be Chris Sawyer here in a 51. Got a little bit of real estate in between him and the race leader, Brandon Elvis. As actually fastest car on the track last time around, Ryan Zimmerman, number 28.
Yeah, I think he might have just been doing a test run on those tires there. Just letting it roll, saving tires, letting Zach Murphy do his thing in front of him, and keeping it clean. We still got 75 laps to go tonight, so no point pushing too hard right now.
Very impressive, though. We are already over a quarter of a way through tonight's event. Time flies by when you're having fun, folks. And if you are having fun and enjoying the action, hit that thumbs up button. It helps out a ton. We are on the road currently to 500 subscribers on YouTube. I know it sounds like a lot, but if every one person that watches one of our videos hits the sub button, it adds up really quick. So please hit the subscribe button. Chat with us out in viewerland, as I'm going to try to pull the chat up really quick to see what we have going on. Party Boy is the classic pick, says oh Serby, and Corey Sherman. So the Party Boy has some favorites out there.
Yeah, it looks like Justin Coleman, who started in the back, is already up to 10th position, trying to work his way up in the Hottenbach, trying to get another position on him.
As that is something you got to keep tabs on. Coleman, the points leader, 51 points over second place Brandon Elvis. But now a lot of points left on the table here. Elvis is leading this, and Coleman's worked his way up to 10, so he is moving forward. He's up 8 spots, but is he coming up quick enough? Because the laps are clicking off really fast here. But you know what's funny? We were turning quicker laps at Hickory. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, Hickory's got a little bit more banking to it, so you're able to roll the throttle through the turns a little bit more. Justin Coleman here, he's last couple laps, not this lap, but last couple laps, you couldn't fit a piece of paper between him and that backstretch wall, and he's the only car using that turf right now. I'm wondering if he's helping it, or if it's helping turn the car a little bit, getting those left sides on that turf.
I think it is. I wish I would have brought it up during qualifying. I'm bad at my job, but the way these guys were qualifying, they were basically saying it was Russian roulette, because you never know when iRacing is going to give you that 1X, right, for the off track. But you had to go down there and use it. Look at the brake rotors glowing on that number 14, and something we don't normally see. The rear tires are glowing more than the front. So that tells me he's moved a lot of brake bias back, which is telling me he's probably a little tight out there, trying to get that car to rotate some.
Corey, I believe in order to pit here, instead of turning here, you have to go all the way to the end of pit road and then pit behind the pace car, which is situated at the first dog leg.
It is non-existent,
on the oval.
Corey. Non-existent. There you see it right there. You see the pace car sitting there as the drivers are coming at us. And you got
Brandon Mettler getting loose.
He did. He got wicked loose right then, didn't he? Brandon Mettler holding down P8, trying to follow Sweat and Lawson up through, as it looks like Chris Sawyer, as he went a lap down already, he has. So I don't believe Creech, Tiger King, I do not think he's going to get the lucky dog if a caution was to fly.
Tell you what, Chris Smith has started reeling the leader Brandon Elvis back in. Maybe he's just trying to push that intimidator button a little bit, seeing if he can make a mistake.
Smith was fast at the Coliseum, but so was Elvis. Elvis won at the Coliseum. He won in this league and won in the All-Star Racing League, the Money League. But I know Smith has been fast on these flat ovals like this. So these are your two, I believe, fastest when it comes to this style of track. So it's just fitting that they are running 1-2 right now. It's just a matter of time, I think, before maybe Smith starts to ratchet up the intensity a little bit and starts to apply even more pressure and fill the 54's mirror up with that 80 nose.
Yeah, it looks like Smith is using a much lower lane there. I can't tell if he's on the turf or not, but he's getting a better exit on every turn.
Right here, what we're seeing. Elvis, he's not necessarily being defensive here, but he cannot open up his entry the way he wants to, because if he tries that, then Chris is naturally going to think, oh, he's showing me the bottom. He's going to let me have it here, right? So it's making Elvis drive off a little bit straighter into the corner, not really able to arc it. Does not look to be affecting him because he's led all 41 laps up to this point. But I promise you, I mean, Chris Smith's there.
Yeah, but what you're seeing, like I said earlier, Chris Smith, no.
And it may have been to go.
And Justin Coleman just got loose in front of the leaders. Never wrecked it, but loose enough in front of the leaders to bring caution out.
It's telling me he did wreck it.
Yeah, he was at a 90-degree angle, but he gathered it up pretty quick.
The
51 got into him. Okay, I see.
What we saw was the aftermath of him trying to spin it around, I think.
Yep. Oh,
Oh,
Larry. Oh man, Larry he's back to not being good luck Chuck anymore, and he always seems to find a fender somewhere.
whatever the opposite is of luck of the Irish, that's Larry Bell. See what happens here. 51 is giving him the lane here. It just comes down to he just does not know he's there, maybe.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of is he just wanted to get a good arch on exit and didn't realize Coleman was there. And here Coleman just can't see out the right side and just doesn't see Larry coming.
Trying to get the car turned around, but my biggest worry with these guys is no fast repair, right? Whatever damage you get, you're going to keep it. And you can, like we mentioned, you can try to go down pit road and get it fixed, but I think by the time you get to your pit box, I think you're already lost a lap. So pitting is basically not an option.
Yeah, even if you get tires here, I don't know if they'll ever fall off enough for them to really matter.
This is one of them tracks where I wish, and Sam can attest to this, back when Crooked Line had a choose cone, it made these races interesting because you've seen guys that may be running 6th, 7th, 8th. They'll elect to take that outside row on row number 1, right? They'll take that outside lane, row number 1. I wish we could implement the choose cone. iRacing, if you ever watch this, choose cone us. Give it to us. Somehow, some way. I know you boys can do it. Or boys and girls, excuse me. I know y'all can make it happen for us.
It's funny you bring up the choose cone because just a few laps ago I seen that little triangle on the entry of the backstretch here, and then going into the turn 3 and 4 there's another little triangle that I just thought, hey, that'd be a good choose cone right there.
I agree. All right, call this restart, Wildman.
All right, green flag is out. Brandon Elvis on the inside. Christopher Smith gets a good restart on the outside, but I think that inside is going to prevail here. So I looked for Zach Murphy to come away in second once they get sorted. No, as Christopher Smith throws the bumper down in there, and they're stacking up.
They're stacking up hard.
Keeping it straight.
I almost thought a caution flew the way they all stacked up in the middle of the pack there. I thought
that's what I thought too.
But yeah, Chris, they are. They're beating and banging there.
Looks like Coleman. He's ready to go. Oh yeah, looks like Rob Hottenbach just checked up. Brandon Metler went to take that inside lane and just didn't anticipate the checkup.
In the words of Corey Sherman, it's that accordion effect.
Starting to see cars now that the tires have cooled down and gotten hot again. They're starting to get a little loose.
Little loosey-goosey. It's the heat cycles as we are now over halfway, or almost over halfway. 50 laps to go here. It looks to be all Brandon Elvis. As Chris Smith, though, he is not going to leave Charlotte without putting up a fight, as he is staying right with the 54. But I think that clean nose, or clean air on that nose of that 54, is just allowing him the little bit advantage he needs to stay in front of the 80 car.
I tell you what, Justin Coleman is already back up to 10th again after being the cause of that caution. Not necessarily the cause, but what brung out the caution. He's already back up to 10th place.
So Coleman is coming. I apologize. Miss Emily James just had to bring me a water bottle. So thank you, Miss Emily, for that.
Water bottle full of Monster.
No, I don't want the fans down and think I'm cutting back, but I'm slowing down a little bit, we'll call it.
Tomato, tomato.
Tomato, tomato. It's a 2-car breakaway right now, and I promise, I know that don't look like you're like, Tanner, they have not broke away that far. When you get 3/10 lead over 3rd place, you have broken away at a track like this.
I just don't know how Christopher Smith's going to be able to get the lead without putting the bumper to Brandon Elvis. That'll be interesting to watch. I don't know if Christopher Smith will do it, but we all know I would.
Well, the team is called Bad Company, and now we coined it here. Bad company is good company. But I have talked to Chris Smith, and I've asked him this question before on the broadcast booth, and he said he would not care to get up there and give a little nudge. Don't want to wreck them, right? That's what we none of us want to wreck each other. But sometimes, it happens. Stuff happens.
Yeah, I'm looking at the second, third, and fourth place cars. They're just starting to get nose to tail here, and they might battle too hard and let Brandon Elvis get out to a bigger lead.
Oh, hearing reports Larry Bell may have went around. Watching, this is a replay here of the 43 car. Oh, something may have happened. That wasn't a wreck, obviously. I think something may have happened with the 43. So, P's and P's. Hopefully, there was nothing serious.
He has left the Discord channel of his team, so yeah, not sure what happened. We'll have to check in on that later. Brandon Elvis still leading the pack here, starting to put a decent-sized gap on Christopher Smith and Zach Murphy here, but the rest of the top 5 is all pretty close together, putting up a good fight.
I mean, everybody, you're seeing they're getting strung out a little bit from P5 to P6, yes, but the top 5, one mistake out of any driver in the top 5, they're losing position.
Brandon Grayville here. We gotta get
Brian
his number
Grayville
fixed on his truck or his car.
Yeah, Brian Grayville, and it's a car, Wilman.
Yeah, I was just doing truck race, folks, so I'm still used to saying truck.
His number is correct. It is this guy's number that is not. As he's trying to find pit road. So, Corey Sherman, you asked how you pit? Well, you're seeing it right here. And I think he's had too much of the leaf on his car because he looks a little lost as he hit the wall there.
You see on SDK it's showing Grayville's a 13, so is he supposed to be the 05 then, and iRacing just messed up?
Nicholas Lamb joined in and stole his number before the gravel machine got in.
Oh, we're gonna have to talk to our number guy on iRacing then, get that figured out.
Well, Sam has left us. He's not the number guy for me personally anymore. That's supposed to be. Wait, aren't you the number guy?
I got kicked out of the number guy.
No, you did not. You did not.
Oh yeah.
All I said was, if y'all do it, can we have a little organization between y'all two, please? Y'all are fighting over it, basically, at one point. And then
I was doing it.
Sam watched it be deserted like everything else around here for 3 months, and he said, okay, I'll do it. Sam took initiative, so Serby, shout out to you, brother.
Hey, I was doing it fine, and all of a sudden someone else came in and started doing it. I was like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Wait.
And then Sam took over, took initiative, like a man should.
So, Sam, not a fan of that paint on TSP. What are you, what are we referring to there, brothers? We may have a battle heating up for the race lead here, and we're over here talking about stuff that matters but don't matter right now. What are you referring to, Samuel? And Sherman says, well, it's slack, and I agree. Lamb's paint, oh yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
Hey, you could throw a blanket over these top 5 here right now.
We like to be
Elvis a little loose.
PG-13 on broadcast. I might still up and say hell or something like that every now and then. But race chatter on Friday or Saturday nights, that's a different conversation. And I've heard we may have Mark actually finally coming on board on race chatter this Saturday night. Not 100% sure, but maybe.
Mark from Maryland?
Yep. Not Jeff, but Mark. And I also know the Lone Dutchman, old Van Vliet, might be coming as well.
Ooh, Philip's always a fun one to listen to.
So check that out this Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, coming to you live here on TrueSimProductions. I said it a while ago, you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, you'll never miss an upload as Chris Sawyer gives the drivers the lane there. Takes the 51 down pit road. As I believe, I'm going to go out on a limb now and say my pick, Chris Smith. I think he's faster than Elvis, but I do not think he can get around Elvis here. It's going to take some bumping and banging, and I know Elvis and I know his speeds here are just low enough to where I think he can be bumped and not ever lose it. I believe. I could be wrong. I think this is the 54th race, barring any major mistake.
Yeah, I think you can give a bump and move them out of the way. I don't know if they'll lose it, but you can definitely attempt to give a bump and run at least.
So the problem with the bump and run in these cars, and you've seen it, right? You felt it. You've been a part of these races. Is look at the back end of that car in front of him. It's angled up so high, and it's so much higher and taller than the nose on these cars that they just do not line up good, right? They don't line up flush at all. So what happens is that guy behind, he literally just goes underneath that driver. As now Chris Smith, he looks to get a better exit each and every lap here as the laps start to wind down.
He's using that turf. He's able to get off the turn a little bit better angle than Elvis is. Elvis is sliding up all the way to the wall, and Smith is able to keep it more on the flat.
Looking at the points, so Brandon Elvis, he has got himself 2 race wins in this series. Chris Smith has not got a race win yet this season. Now, Brandon Elvis' 2 race wins, well, it has an asterisk next to one of them, right? He did not claim a caution, so basically that night, it counted as a win, but he's not getting win points, right? So Chris Smith is actually, what I said about the bumper, that may ratchet up a little bit more because he's still batting 0 in the win column. And Brian Zimmerman, 4 race wins last season. You touched on in the storylines to watch. Coming into tonight winless, but still top 3 in the points, but still has to be a down year for the 28 based on prior past seasons.
Yeah, if he's going to go back-to-back champions, he's going to have to start making some moves and getting some wins. Only 3 more chances after tonight.
Also, big news coming out, I believe, next week regarding the Crooked Line Late Model Series and the Crooked Line Tour Modified Series. It's going to be something you don't want to miss, especially you drivers out there. Heads up. Be paying attention to the Discord as next week. All I can say is we might be getting a little bit bigger around here once again. We've done it before with Front Row, so we might be doing it again. You never know. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Excited for the future here at Crooked Line Racing, as I'm able to take more of a step back and become more of a driver / broadcaster. So super excited about that. I know another driver that's excited, Brandon Elvis, but he can't be too excited because the 80 looks to be a little bit more excited, if that's a word.
I think if you're Smith right now, you're thinking, all right, I can get to his bumper, fast enough to get to his bumper, but when am I going to use it? Don't want to use it too soon and allow Brandon Elvis to use it right back, but you don't want to use it too late where you're not able to complete the pass.
As I can tell you, somebody who is using the grass a lot, last 4 laps, Samuel Lawson went off track. Samuel Lawson came back on track. SDK is flashing like a strobe like that as Samuel Lawson just went off track and came back on track once again.
Yeah, he's using a lot of it for sure.
Show him over Chris Smith. See how he's attacking this track now as we got 9 laps to go at the stripe, Wellman.
And I've noticed that he's arcing it in a little bit later, but he's using that grass or the turf to really get it to turn on exit so he doesn't have to scrub off so much speed going to the wall. Also looks like he's waiting a lot later to rotate it too. He's rotating more in the center than he is entry like Brandon Elvis is. As you can see him crank it right in the middle of the turn.
And yes, Sam, there is more Discord work to begin. But it ain't going to be nearly as hard this time because the channel's already set up. And I thought I've already told you what was going down. Maybe I didn't.
And we got 7 laps to go here. If I'm Smith, I'm going to try to use this lap traffic as much as I can, try to set up a pick.
It's impressive, bro, how fast these guys are up front because Trowbridge, he's somebody that's led a lot of laps in this series this season. And he just went a lap down the hard way, basically. The old-fashioned way out here. As Smith is right there to the back bumper of the 54 car. As now it's time to make the move. He wants to make the move. But like you said, It's the age-old question. Is it too early? I mean, as a driver, we never know that answer. Dalton Creech is right there in front of the race leaders once again. Now, Creech did get a benefit. He was a benefit of the caution earlier. He got back on the lead lap. Smith, he is right there filling the back bumper up with the number 80.
Yeah, if you're Smith, there's a little bump on the exit. If you're Smith too, you don't want to keep trying too hard and burn up that right front and lose them. So you gotta be careful about when you're gonna initiate this bump.
It's a chess game as both the top two drivers have the 23 strong on their windshield. Anthony Rennick, once again, want to mention it, 23 strong. You see it down at the bottom right of your screen. Anthony, brother, we are thinking of you. As always, it's going to be 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks up in the air. Can Brandon Elvis hold on? He's led 98 of the laps thus far up to this point. Going to be white flag in the air. Final time around the Charlotte Legends Oval. As Elvis won at LA. Can he back that up with another flat track victory? As Smith is there. Will Smith with the bumper to him.
He's there. Is he going to do it?
As
Smith,
Smith,
ducks to the inside. Oh, there it is.
To the back
there
of him.
it is.
He lets
Oh,
him
just
gather
wasn't
it.
enough.
He lets him gather. He took care of him there. It wasn't that it wasn't enough. He could have took it. He took care of him there. Heads up move by Chris Smith. And kudos move by Chris Smith. Because we're going to jump on board. I'm going to go all the way back. I'm going to lay out. You're going to lay out. Fans at home, just listen at home. Chat is turned up really loud, so don't talk, Wilman. Let's get it to you one more time. I got the sound correct now. I want y'all to listen to the throttle work that Chris Smith does here. To take care of us. Watch as he goes down to 2 and 2. Never once contacts on the gas till he sees the other side of the straight. So, the 80 car right there, you just gained a lot of points in my book. What are them points worth in the grand scheme of things? Probably nothing. But you did earn them for what it's worth. So, man, oh man, what a drive by Bad Company Racing. 1-2. Zach Murphy, quiet night, got himself P3. He did qualify second and started outside row number 1 when this thing started. So lost a spot, but still brought it home on the podium. As he needed good points tonight, and he came through and got it. So, Wellman, I'm going to interview Zach, and I'll let you talk to the second and first place drivers to see if we can find Mr. Zach Murphy. As I was looking for him, as soon as I tried to find him, he went up into the waiting room. So I lost him again. All right, so I've caught up with Mr. Zach Murphy. Zach Murphy, you're live in the booth, brother. You got a copy? Zach Murphy, you live in the booth. Got a copy?
Gotcha. Sorry, my mic was messed up. You got me?
I got you loud and clear, brother. So you started P2 on the night. I mean, that's no man's land, right? Outside lane here at Charlotte's Legends Oval. You fell back to P3 and basically never looked back from there. Talk me through your race, brother.
Yeah, you basically called it out there. Got decent qualifying position, and as you said, it's hard on the outside groove. And I think Chris and Elvis there had better pace, the entire race anyway. I could never really get back to him once they got away from me. So definitely well-deserved win by Brandon and good run by Chris. And yeah, just happy to run third and glad wasn't too much carnage. I got a couple incidents points just catching the apron there, but all in all, decent points tonight.
So Zach, you got your race win earlier this season. You come into tonight P4 in the points, so that's going to help you out because the points leader, Justin Coleman, he ended up finishing 6th. So you did gain some points on him. You gained some points on Zimmy and them as well. So you are going to
I'm down a week.
Right. And
So we'll see how the drop weeks play out.
and then the
but,
drop week. So definitely looking pretty there in regards to the points. What about it though, man? Only what do we have? 1 natural caution, or do we have 2? Was it 1 or 2 tonight?
I think it's just one in the middle there, right?
So coming into tonight, Charlotte Legends Oval, I mean, you had to be expecting chaos, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was a little smaller field, I think, than we've normally had, which was obviously nice on the type of track we were running.
Right.
But everybody was pretty respectful and kind of gave everybody a little bit of room on the restarts to get in line, and then I don't really know what it looked like from third on back, but kind of just single file. It's tough to get by unless you're going to use the bumper. So
It looked good. I mean, y'all put on a show like you boys do each and every week. So, Zach, thank you for that. Congratulations on the podium. Who we got thank for the number 29 car out here tonight?
oh yeah, we'll just thank Whitney Automotive on the side of the car. Usually the guys in race room 3, but dwindling now. It's just me tonight. You guys at TSP for a great broadcast, and all the guys at Crooked Line that work hard to put this great league on.
Right on, brother. Well, we appreciate that. We'll let you get back down there to your race team. Let's celebrate. Congratulations, buddy.
All right, and I just want to shout out 23 Strong. I tried to get the banner on tonight, but just thinking of Anthony, and hopefully all is well with him.
Right on, brother. As all of us. Thank you for that, Zach, and congratulations, buddy.
All right, take care.
Alrighty, wild men. That was our third place finisher, Mr. Zachary Murphy. And I only know that because I had to pay him some money earlier, and I saw it on his PayPal. So, Zachary, you are paid, and congratulations on your P3. Now it's time to talk to the man that I'm telling you, I know for a fact he definitely took care of a teammate there. If that was not a teammate, these roles may be reversed. He may have been the race winner. But Kyle Wellman, he is in here, and the floor is now yours.
Christopher Smith, second place finisher tonight. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm still a little adrenaline filled. You made me proud by giving the bumper to Elvis, but you made Tanner proud by not wrecking him. So kudos to you on that. How'd the car feel tonight?
Yeah, man. That was me and Elvis and Coleman. We've practiced a lot and Sweat. We've practiced a lot on this track in the last week or so. It felt good. It was just trying to save tires there for at the end, because I knew at the last 15 or 20 laps, if you didn't really save your tires enough when you needed to push it at the end, it would just go to the wall. So just trying to ride it out.
Yeah, we seen you really using the turf there on the inside. Do you think that helped you gain a little bit more ground on Elvis when he pulled away on you?
Yeah, if you can get your 2 tires down there, it definitely helps you. You just got to make sure you don't overdo it, because then you get that little penalty box where you have to slow down.
Oh, so you guys were actually getting penalty boxes, not just incidents.
Yeah, I want to say
think about that.
I want to say if you put all 4 tires on it, it tells you to slow down for like 9 seconds.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that'd be dangerous. That's a lot of positions lost just for cutting the track a little bit.
Yeah, so like close corners here too. Everybody's on top of you.
Yeah, well, congratulations on second place. Who do you got to thank tonight?
Bad Company Racing, Coleman Designs, TSP, everything y'all do. Say hey to my dad. He's watching, and just appreciate everything.
All right. Thanks for talking to us tonight. Congratulations on P2, and hope you have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
That was our second place driver, Mr. Chris Smith there. And now it is time to talk to Mr. Big Ugly. I think we talk to him damn near every week. I feel like he's always up here in the booth giving us usually giving me a hard time. He's giving me a hard time before we went live tonight, but he did save the day for me. He put the session up, so I'll cut him a break on that. Wildman, the floor is now yours once again.
Brandon Elvis, tonight's winner. How you doing tonight?
I'm sweating bullets.
Well, after you had your teammate leaning on you the whole race, I would be too.
Man, Chris drove me great just then, man. I was expecting a shot, and it was only because I missed the corner.
He took care
on
of
the last lap, nonetheless.
Oh yeah, he gave you a good shot there on the last turn, but he let you gather it up like a good teammate. Can't say I would do the same thing to Tanner, but
you would do the same thing to anybody, Wellman. We know that,
no,
and we all know.
No,
that.
I wouldn't. Nope, we're here to win. But yeah, how'd the car feel tonight?
Ah, man, I started getting tight center like lap 30, and of course I put all my eggs in the qualifying basket tonight. I really didn't do much long run testing at all, so I thought it was gonna be a caution-filled race, to be honest with you. And we had them long green runs. I was moving around trying to find stuff that works. It worked for 3 or 4 laps, and I lose it or lose my rhythm, and I could pull away from Chris for a second, and then he pulled right back up to me. So I had my hands full tonight.
Well, I think he figured something out. Then he didn't let you know. He was ducking those left side tires on the turf there, helping it turn, and that's how he's picking you back up.
Yeah, man. Well, and in this series, I'm really trying to play the points game, so I knew I couldn't really afford any incident points. So I was just trying to. I wasn't going to go down. I went down there when I had to, but I didn't want to go down there too much. So there's a fine line you had to walk, and I just tried to stay above it, really.
Yeah, with your win tonight, you tie Justin Coleman for wins on the season. I think that he'll get you pretty close to the point lead, if not in the point lead, with
So
Justin finishing 6th in the race.
points are in now. Before the drops go in and all that, right? Drops won't start going in until the final 2 races. Elvis, you are currently scored as you're 33 points behind, but I have a feeling if I was to go through and just actually calculate it up, and now, like you said, Kentucky math, it could be off a few, 1 or 20, right? It could be. I actually think you're leaving out of Charlotte tonight as the points leader. Although Sim Racer Hub may not show it right now. I mean, you've had 3 race wins, 6 top 5s, and 6 top 10s. So very, very, very impressive season thus far for the 54 car. I bet you took this over, but talk to me about the season, and then we'll wrap it up with your sponsor.
Yeah, man. Justin Coleman is super tough this year, and I know he's digging to try to get a points win. The fact that he finished 6th tonight tells me that he's going to be tough next week too. You know, right. I didn't have no idea he finished 6th. That's awesome. Good run for him.
Not only did he finish 6th, he actually came from the back twice because he started in the back, made his way up almost to the top 5, and got in a little incident. Started in the back again, and then brought it right back up to P6.
Yeah, I know, man. I that first caution, when we were coming around to catch pace car, he was getting it back going straight. I'm like, oh man, that ain't good. That's terrible for him.
He was trying to get turned around and actually hit Bale. So actually, he went from having hardly no damage to, I would venture a guess the right front had to be hurt a little bit.
Yeah, but Coleman, he'll figure it out, man. I know he's gonna be tough no matter what. So I look forward to battling it out with him for the rest of the season here.
Well, who we got to thank for the 54 car? I know Barry Elvis Performance and Fabrication. I got that one remembered.
Yes, sir. Chestnut Hill, the restaurant, Myrtle Beach, Mr. Chris Lee. My boys at BCR. You know, we're still praying really hard for our boy Anthony Rennick. You know, we got 23 strong on the car too, on the windshield banner. We're just really praying and hoping for a speedy recovery for him. That's about it. Coleman Design, obviously, Justin Coleman, man. Keeps my cars looking good. I think this is like the longest I've ever run a paint scheme with this car. So,
I also want to say kudos and shouts to Coleman. I believe that's who the one that put together the 23 strong banner. Drivers, that is posted in our Discord. I'm not going to make it mandatory that you put it on, but I'm going to ask you, and I'm also going to ask in Discord that you put it on. Just so if Anthony does happen to throw on one of these broadcasts in the future, he sees that and knows that he had a lot of people on his pit crew for him, basically rooting for him and pulling for him here.
Yeah, man, we could use all the prayers for him that we can get.
Absolutely. Well, Brandon, buddy, congratulations on your race win. I know ever since that penalty went in earlier in the season, it's felt like you've been behind the 8 ball, but like I said, redneck math, Kentucky math, it looks like you have the points lead. I know we're going to have a barn burner the final 3 races. So let me pull up the schedule really quick before I cut you out and just get your thoughts on that really quick. We go to USA next week, 5 flags, and then we're going to end it at a track I know you're pretty tough at, double points night at North Wilkesboro. So how you like your chances at the final 3 races?
Man, I like my chances at the last one.
Timeout. 5 flags will not be in there, actually. It'll be USA driver vote. Y'all will vote for the second to last race, and then Wilkesboro. Excuse me.
Right. Yeah, because I won 5 flags.
Oh, yeah, we definitely can't go back there then. Definitely can't go back there.
Nah, that was just a tire strategy race for me there. Coleman's really good at Lakeland. I feel like I'm decent at Wilkesboro. We just got to see what that middle track's going to be there.
It ain't going to be Kern. That's not even going to be on the – we're not even going to be able to vote for Kern.
I think we all know what track Brandon will vote for that track.
L.A., I think.
Nah, he'll vote Myrtle Beach.
I like Myrtle Beach, L.A., Kern, 5 flags, Hickory.
You're naming tracks we've already been at.
I'm naming tracks I think I can win at.
Oh, I got you. Well, Brandon, we'll figure it out. We'll get it sorted. Congratulations, brother, and get down there and celebrate your race win.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it. Thanks for all you do, guys.
Absolutely, boss. Thank you.
Yep.
Alrighty, folks, let me tidy up stuff on my end. Get rid of that right there. Chick-a-chow, as Kyle likes to say.
I'm taking my line.
And then we'll pull up this thing right here. Let's pull up the results tab there, Mr. Wildman, if you don't mind.
All right, yeah. Finishing first position, bringing home the money tonight is Brandon Elvis. Second place is Christopher Smith. Third is Zach Murphy. Fourth is Brian Zimmerman, my pick. Couldn't quite get it done, but he's still getting good points. And round out the top 5 is Brian Grayville.
And 6, Justin Coleman, Daniel Sweat, P7, Sam Lawson's 8th, Brandon Metler 9th, and Rob Hottenbach from Bad Company Racing, round the top 10. Dalton Creech also battled back, got him an 11th place finish, so kudos to the Tiger King, finished on the lead lap there. And shout out to you if you're still watching out in Viewerland. Well, thank y'all, as always, for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow, so had a little bit different type of week here, Cricket Line Racing. I had to work Monday night, and that turned into basically working Tuesday night. So did not get to do Monday or Tuesday nights races. So tonight was our first night race of the week. We will be back tomorrow on the dirt side of things as we head to Charlotte. Double points night. Going to round out the season at Charlotte. That's going to be a doozy, folks. Hope you're here, tuned in. And until next time, folks, I guess that is it. We'll see ya. Ka-chow. I beat you.
Oh, okay. Ka-chow. Kachiga.
Take care, folks. You can say it one more time. The mic's still live.
Oh boy. Ka-chow.
Thank you.